Happy Monday, practice community members. Welcome to this week's Monday message. This is a two-parter. I shared last week the first part. In fact, we have a link below in case you missed it. And today I want to share the second part to this easy thing to remember how to stop doing. Stop asking your clients, how does that make you feel? And so last week I shared 5 more powerful questions on how does that make you feel? And today I'll share 5 more. And in total, you'll have 10 much more powerful questions than how does it make you feel? Now, before we dive into the content and today's Monday message, I want to just put out a reminder to you all that we are currently enrolling in the spring cohort for Awaken Your Life. For those of you who are familiar with me or even new to me, then you may not know that this is a 200-hour Master Life Coach training program I run twice a year. It is a 6-month program, and this content right here is one small example of some of the things we do inside of that program. So I want to quickly share about it in case you're interested, and then we'll get into today's Monday message. So we are currently enrolling into this really powerful, intimate program that I run, again, every spring and every fall. Inside of the program, we work through 6 different modules to help you be a more effective and powerful coach. The very first module is the Way of Transformation. This first module is what you would get if you went to an ICF accredited course where you do a foundations program in coaching. Powerful, necessary, needed skill sets. So we go ahead and pack it right into the very first few classes in the Way of Transformation. We start the program with 4 days together, preparing yourself and the people you serve for deep change. Then we move into module 2, the Way of the Mind. I want you to understand how your stories affect the way you see the world and the choices you actively make. And this includes your clients as well. We're often one better story away from a better experience. Module 3, the Way of the Heart, we're going to navigate change in your client's emotional life. And that usually means letting go and changing your relationship to your past. This is where we get to work on trauma, grief, history, stories, memories. We're not there to heal our clients because they're not broken. We use the lens of coaching, which is a forward-moving, coactive process that moves people toward choice. That is at its basis what we're doing as coaches. But I guarantee if you start asking people about moving forward, they're going to tell you about how they've been stuck in the past. And I want you to have the skills and the ability to navigate that. You combine that with the Way of the Mind and all of our work around habits and stories and beliefs and values and behaviors, you've got a pretty powerful toolbox right there. But then we're also going to do a session called the Way of the Ground. And by session, I mean 7 weeks of content. I want you to understand how to read your physical life. And your physical life, everything in your physical reality is just feedback, including results. And you're going to learn how to navigate change totally from the inside out versus the outside in, where a lot of coaches and consultants hang out. This is our way of looking at the coaching through the brain. So we're going to do a whole session and section on the neuroscience of coaching. Module 5 is the Way of the Crown. We bring in a wonderful teaching on spirituality and source consciousness. In this section, you'll learn key concepts about things like the soul, intuition, purpose, and how to bring your intuition into your sessions and also how to bring it out of your clients. It's not a dogmatic teaching. I'm not here to tell you how to be spiritual. I'm here to open your eyes to the possibility that we don't know everything, and what if we're connected to something so much greater than ourselves. Module 6 is the business of coaching. Your coaching skills are fantastic, but they're not going to do much for your life if you're not able to move those skills out into the world and create a business with them. So we commemorate the program with a closing retreat where we come together for 5 days in a beautiful house on the Oregon coast. You're going to have all your meals prepared for you, and you're going to spend 5 days both creating and playing with your business. This is also where you get to be with your group and do your culminating project. We end the retreat with a beautiful graduation ceremony and more food than you can possibly eat. In addition to the 4-day program opening, which because of the world events happening at this time around COVID-19, we're unable to do that 4-day opening in person, but we are going to do it as a digital immersion over Zoom. And that begins on May 19th, and that kicks off our 6 months together. You're also going to have monthly classes. You're going to have a class every Thursday for 2 hours with me, in addition to monthly peer practicum classes where you get to coach a client live. You'll have monthly private coaching and mentoring with me. You'll get to work with a handful of guest teachers that come alongside with their own expertise in the program. And then, of course, there's that 5-day closing retreat on the coast. And so much more. There's so much more packed into this 200-hour curriculum. If you want to look at all the content in detail, I recommend clicking the link below, taking a peek at the website, and of course, apply if it calls to you. We do have 2 spots left, and we get started in just a few weeks. All right, let's dig into asking more powerful questions. Powerful questions and active listening are your 2 skills that I hope you bring with you to every conversation. But sometimes knowing the right question to ask is the difference between a powerful call and a lackluster call. So here are 5 more powerful questions, and how does that make you feel? That leaves plenty of space for your client's emotional life and their ability to create a new future. And again, if you missed last week's message, go back and listen to the other 5 that I shared last week. Now, don't get me wrong. At times, how does that make you feel is a useful question. If you understand the emotion behind why a client is where they are, or the emotional cost of their default future, then you'll tap into their true motivation for sitting in a coaching conversation with you. But it isn't going to be an earth-shattering, invoking, life-changing question. It's simply going to tell you how it makes them feel. But how we feel about something in the moment is typically the thing that keeps us from moving forward in the future. So here's question number 6. How do you do this problem? This question works because it assumes the problem is a strategy they're running, which I'll tell you right now, it is. And the problem cannot exist outside their frame of thinking. If you change any step in their strategy for creating that problem, the problem will go away. So by asking them how you do the problem, I'm making a pretty challenging but fair assumption that it is something you can actively do. And if we can elicit the steps, you can even teach me how to do it in my own life. Question 7, what is the highest purpose of this problem? This question works because it assumes there is a higher purpose to the problem, a reason for it existing, and I also guarantee there is a higher purpose for the problem. Problems don't exist on their own, they don't exist randomly, and they don't exist outside of our own creations. Question 8, if you were handed the perfect solution to this today, what could keep you from implementing the solution? This question works because it asks them to think about the problem in a bigger context. If I were to hand you the solution, what will continue to be the resistant points you come up against that keeps you from implementing it? This is also why strategy doesn't work as a solution tool, because handing them a strategy is giving them the wrong solution to a problem they don't actually have. The problem isn't that they don't have more data or more information. And if you can elicit the reasons why they wouldn't even implement the solution if given, then you'll find why the problem still exists. Number 9, what kind of person wouldn't have this problem? This question works because it asks them to identify who they need to be in order for this problem to no longer exist. All of our experience is a byproduct of who we think we are. It's what we call our identity. It's something we spend hours on inside of Awaken Your Life, understanding how our identity is not only created, but kept in play. And if you change any aspect of how you see yourself, you naturally change how you act as the person you see yourself as. And when we act differently, we choose differently, suddenly we don't obsess over the same types of problems we did before. And number 10, when you get to the end of your life and can look back, how will you have moved forward from this problem? This question works because it elicits a future strategy worked backwards. It's a really powerful thing to be able to go forward, look back and say, this is what I assume or think I would have done, because it allows the client to play with this funny thing of time. We often get so stuck in our problems because we can't see beyond the problem. So take them far enough out into the future to a time when the problem no longer exists and ask them, how did you get here? All right, your turn. Comment below, what question from today's message will you try on this week or is exciting for you to think about bringing into your own coaching practice? And again, if you're interested in Awaken Your Life, please reach out to me. Let me know. You can find the application for that program at awakenyourlifecoach.com. And I'll see you guys in the community. Take care.